Hello students, welcome back to the discussion on Panipurna, and today we shall be discussing the current affairs of 12th November. So let's start. First topic is the mains lens, and this topic is about the India AI governance guidelines which are unveiled under India AI mission. Okay, so recently the India has decided to regulate the AI sector. Okay, now why this is a very big thing? This is big thing because on one hand, the world is talking about the AI could take no jobs from the market. On one hand, we are talking about the deep fakes or the impacts of AI. On the other hand, India is talking about regulating AI in responsible manner. In responsible manner. So basically, India is saying let's innovate responsibly, but let's not over-regulate the AI sector. So this is what the concept of India is. Okay, now let's discuss that why do we need these guidelines? What is the requirement? Okay, so see, let's be real in this thing. See, AI is not just chat GPT, right? It's more than that. AI is powering the crop predictions in agriculture. AI is also powering the diagnostics in the healthcare sector and many other things AI is powering. So, if AI is doing these many good things, then there may be case no where AI can misfire also, right? Please think of this and like an example. For example, please no think of the predictions in the medical field. क्या होगा if AI is making wrong medical predictions, right? Wrong medical predictions. So what will be the consequences, right? You can think about it. Or if it no deep fake can spread communal hate, then what will be the impacts? Right. So because of these things, we need such kind of guidelines. Okay. So now let's discuss what are the main features of these guidelines. Now, please note this important thing that the basic principle of these guidelines is do no harm. So you can use this thing in any of the answer, no, related to digital infrastructure, related to AI, cyber security, these all things. So please note these things. Do no harm is the basic policy on which our AI governance framework is being built. Okay. Also, the policy guidelines have discussed the 7 principles, and the important principles among them are that trust is the foundation of AI governance. Second thing is people first. That means in everything, people must be the priority, right? The security of people must be the priority. And third important thing which is being focused on is the innovation. That means the innovative capabilities must not be hindered. So is because of this thing only, we are not over regulating the AI, right? Because we want innovative things to be done. Now, let's discuss on some more important points. So, government is saying that we are not regulating AI per se, we are regulating the way it is used. So that's why we don't have a dedicated law for AI. Because we don't need to regulate the AI, we don't need to regulate the technology. We need to regulate the ways in which it is used in the critical sectors in India. Okay, so we don't have dedicated law for AI. Now, second thing what government says is uh, since we are not bringing any new law for AI, but we will be using the existing laws. So, what are the existing laws? So, first can be the IT Act. The second can be the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. So, government is saying that no, we will update these acts to adapt to the conditions of AI governance. So, we are not bringing any new act. We will update the existing laws only. Okay. Now, third thing, what is discussed in the guidelines is What is the third important thing? Third important thing is the six pillars of AI governance. So, according to the policy, if we want a good AI governance, then we have to focus on these six important pillars. So, first important pillar is about the infrastructure. So, the policy says that there is the need to integrate digital public infrastructure in which you can include Aadhaar, you can include UPI and other infrastructure. So we have to integrate digital public infrastructure with AI. Okay. And why we are doing this? See, you have to be well aware of this thing that AI needs two things. It needs data and it needs computing power, right? So from where data will come? Data will come from digital public infrastructure, right? And from where computing thing will come? So the policy says that we need subsidized graphic processing units. Right, graphic processing units is very important thing because they are responsible for graphics also, that is images, videos, and they are responsible for important computing tasks also. So the policy is saying two things, that you have to focus on data also and you have to focus on computing thing also. Okay, so this was the first pillar. Now let's come to the second pillar, that is capacity building. So the policy is saying that everyone, every citizen of India must be aware about the basics of AI. Okay, because only then they will know that something wrong is happening, right? Because see, अगर आपको पता ही नहीं है कि AI फंक्शन कैसे करता है, तो बेसिकली आपको वो भी नहीं पता होगा कि आपके साथ गलत क्या हो रहा है, right? So you can say that AI literacy is the new digital literacy. So this is for the capacity building. Now comes to policy and regulation. So policy and regulation, we have already discussed that we don't need over regulation, right? We need a flexible policy, a policy through which innovation can also flourish. So we need this kind of policy. Now, a very important thing is discussed in this guideline, that is text and data mining exception. So, you must actually know about this term. It might be asked in the exam also. So, text and data mining exception is nothing but a simple legal provision through which you can access the copyright material. And for this, you don't need the permission of the copyright holder. And these things can only be done for the research and other important purposes. Okay, so this is text and data mining exception. So the policy is proposing that we must use this exception. Okay, because through these provisions only AI will learn. Because how artificial intelligence is learning, it is learning through data only. And if that data is legally taken, then it will be good, right? So this is the thing for policy and regulation. Now comes to risk and mitigation. So see, the guideline says that India should have a specific framework because see, अगर आपके इंस्टीट्यूशन में कोई डेटा ब्रीच होता है, if there is some risk, then you must be ready with the plan, right? After, after the damage is done, you must not think, okay, what should be done? So it is saying you must have the specific risk mitigation system, right? Now, coming to the next point, that is the accountability. So what it says, it talks about the graded accountability system. What is graded accountability system? Graded accountability system means greater the risk, greater will be the responsibility. Okay. For example, you can consider the example of a hospital only. Because see, hospital में बहुत सारे private datas होते हैं patient के, right? So hospital can be considered a big risk. So if there is big risk, then hospital have to take the big responsibility also. And it has to set up the grievance redressal mechanisms also. So this is related to accountability, that is graded accountability. Okay, now last pillar is about the institutions. So see, you don't need to remember the institutions which are discussed in the guidelines, but I will know for the information purpose, I will just read out the institutions. So policy is saying about AI governance group. There must be AI governance group. Second thing, it is saying that there must be technology and policy expert committee. And third thing it is saying is there must be AI Safety Institute. So these three institutions it is proposing. So basically, no, you can relate it with AI Parliament and AI Cabinet and AI think tank, just like we have Niti Aayog. So in this way, you can relate it that the policy is proposing some kind of AI Parliament, AI Cabinet, and AI think tank. Okay, so these were the important pillars which were discussed in the policy. Now, let's discuss some of the specific harms which are discussed in the policy because there is very deep discussion about the deep fakes in the policy. So, the time is not far when the platforms will be required to put the visible labels of what that this video is AI generated. This video is AI generated. So now after some time, platforms will be required to put the label also, so that the people will become well aware that okay, this thing is AI generated, it is not real. Because see, it may sound funny, but that time is not far when in the elections you would see the debate between holograms only. Nothing would be real then. So you might see the holograms debating among each other. Okay, so these things can also happen. That's why we need regulation. Also, I will give an important example. See, consider you are a government officer, right? आप एक government officer हैं, and now you are using an AI platform which is not your local, right? You are using some foreign AI platform. Now imagine someone can predict your strategic decisions because since you are government officer, you would be involved in something important. कोई आपके strategic decisions को track कर सकता है just by tracking your queries in that AI platform. सो अब आप समझ सकते हैं कि वो चीज कितनी हार्मफुल हो सकती है किसी भी कंट्री के लिए अगर एआई कंटेंट को रेगुलेट ना किया गया तो now, coming to the challenges ahead. Like, see, we have given the guidelines on paper, right? But the implementation gaps will be still there. Because, see, it's not that every sector is well aware of AI. As we have previously discussed, that अगर आपको ये ही नहीं पता है कि AI काम कैसे करता है, तो आप उसको regulate कैसे करेंगे? आप risk के लिए measures कैसे लेंगे? So same thing is with the implementation. That we have guidelines on paper, but we don't have the specific implementation mechanism. Now coming to data privacy and sovereignty. So see, again, related to implementation gap only, that India does not have its own very good AI platform. Right. So because of this, there will be issue of no data privacy, data breach. Now coming to the capacity issues. So same thing, if there is no knowledge of AI, so policymakers and regulators won't understand how to regulate AI. So there is lack of basic AI literacy. Okay, so these are the challenges. Now, if we have discussed the challenges, we must provide the solutions, right? So let's discuss the solutions now. So see, as we have discussed that there is no AI literacy, so the solutions are we must strengthen it. Means from schools to civil services aspirants, all must be well aware about the basics of artificial intelligence. Now coming to the issue which we have discussed about the data privacy and sovereignty. So for that, a solution can be we need to develop indigenous AI models so that we are not dependent on foreign platforms. Okay. Now coming to the third thing, no, which is about what we have discussed about the implementation gap. Okay. So for the implementation gap, what we can do is we should involve the startups, academia. That means we need a public-private collaboration so that the policy making is also inclusive and comprehensive, and also no implementation things can be discussed that how we can involve NGOs, how we can involve civil society, how we can involve general population in the implementation process and in the policy making process. Okay, so I think these all things were there for the discussion. Now, please answer this question in the comment section that what do you think that should India go slow with the AI? That means, see, India is now not having any law for AI, right? So should India go slow with AI AI regulation, or should India make a law for AI regulation? So please tell me in the comment section. Okay. Now let's discuss second topic, that is about the lesser Floricon. So basically here the issue is that the population of lesser Floricon is declining at an alarming rate. So this is the main issue here. Now, the context is not much important, but you need to remember some of the important facts from prelims point of view. Okay, so let's discuss some of the important facts about the lesser Florican. So this lesser Florican, uh, it is also locally known as Kharmor, and it is the smallest in the bustard family. Okay, so basically three kind of bustard species are hosted in India. So one is lesser Florican. Now, please tell me in the comment section that which two more bustard species India is hosting. So now tell me in the comment section. I will give you an hint. Both of those bustard species are listed as critically endangered in the IUCN Red List. Now you have to find those two bustard species, and third is the lesser florican, which is smallest in the bustard family. Okay. Now, second thing is it is endemic to Indian subcontinent. Okay, and bustards are generally found in the tall grasslands only. Now, a very important feature of this bustard is the leaping breeding displays made by the males during monsoon season. See, I will explain this. What is this? See, you can see in this picture. See, basically what happens, no, to attract the females during the breeding season, the males perform the energetic jumps. So, for this, we say the leaping breeding displays. So, this you can say in this picture, it is visible. No, it is performing energetic jump. So, it is to attract the females only. Now, coming to the conservation status. So, for conservation status, it is listed as critically endangered under the IUCN Red List. Okay. So I think these were the, a few important points from prelims perspective. So please remember. So what were the important points? That it is the smallest in the bustard family. It is listed as critically endangered in IUCN Red List. It is endemic to Indian subcontinent and it is found in tall grasslands. So these were the important things. Now, let's discuss the next topic, that is digital gold or e-gold. So basically, here the issue is SEBI has warned the general public against the investment in digital gold and e-gold. Okay. So now to understand that why this is an issue, we must understand that what is digital gold or e-gold, right? मतलब digital gold होता क्या है? तभी हम समझ पाएंगे कि ये एक issue क्यों है. So, digital gold is no kind of electronic gold. That means कि आपके पास कोई physical gold नहीं होगा, आपके पास physical gold नहीं होगा. So, you must be possessing the gold in electronic form. Okay. I will explain how this is happening. And the second thing is the price of that digital gold will be linked to the price of physical gold. So there will be no difference in price. Okay. And third important thing is it is created through the blockchain technology. Now, I will explain this, how this is happening. For example, I am a company. So my company is company A, and I want to build a platform to trade digital gold or e-gold. Okay, so for this, I have accumulated gold from all the trusted players. So now I have a pool of gold. Okay, I have pool of physical gold. Now I have stored this physical gold in my secure vaults. Okay, नाउ जब मैंने ये सिक्योर वॉल्ट्स में गोल्ड को स्टोर कर दिया, सो नाउ अब ये मेरी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी बनती है दैट आई विल बी कंडक्टिंग द ऑडिट्स फ्रॉम टाइम टू टाइम एंड आई विल बी प्रोवाइडिंग द इंश्योरेंस टू ऑल माय कस्टमर्स, राइट? सो आई हैव टू प्रोवाइड ऑल दीज फैसिलिटीज. नाउ आफ्टर दिस, आफ्टर कीपिंग द गोल्ड इन सिक्योर वॉल्ट्स, अब मैं क्या करूंगी? आई विल कन्वर्ट दिस फिजिकल गोल्ड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ डिजिटल टोकन्स. ओके, अब अब ये डिजिटल टोकन्स को मैं यूज करूंगी ब्लॉकचेन में। और ये वर्क कैसे करेगा? दीज डिजिटल टोकन्स विल बी लिंक्ड टू द वैल्यू ऑफ फिजिकल गोल्ड, राइट। तो मतलब अब ये डिजिटल टोकन्स को मैं अपने प्लेटफॉर्म पर ट्रेड करने के लिए यूज कर सकता हूँ, और इसकी वैल्यू सेम रहेगी जो कि फिजिकल गोल्ड की वैल्यू है। ओके, सो इन दिस वे हाउ दिस ऑल थिंग्स वर्क। ओके, नाउ लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड सम ऑफ इट्स की फीचर्स। बिकॉज अगर लोग इसको इतना खरीद रहे हैं, सो देर मस्ट बी सम इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग्स, राइट, कि कुछ तो इम्पॉर्टेंट होगा इसमें। सो द मेन इम्पॉर्टेंट थिंग इज, आप इसमें इवन 10 रुपीज और इवन 100 रुपीज भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। बिकॉज ये फिजिकल गोल्ड में पॉसिबल नहीं है कि आप इतना ना छोटे अमाउंट का इन्वेस्ट कर सकें, छोटे अमाउंट का इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकें। लेकिन यहाँ पर आप छोटे से छोटे अमाउंट का इन्वेस्टमेंट कर सकते हैं। सो दिस इज गुड थिंग, राइट। Now second thing is, see, as you know that gold is very precious metal. So आपको बहुत सारी प्रिपरेशन करनी होगी टू स्टोर दैट मेटल। यहाँ पर वो इशू है ही नहीं, बिकॉज इट इज इन द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक फॉर्म। सो दिस इज सेकेंड इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग। एंड थर्ड थिंग इज, अगर आपको फिजिकल गोल्ड चाहिए, दैट मीन्स अगर आपके पास अभी ई गोल्ड है और आपको उसको लिक्विफाई करना है और आपको फिजिकल गोल्ड की रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो वो भी इसमें इजीली हो सकता है। सो आप इमेजिन करिए, मतलब किसी भी पर्सन को क्या रिक्वायरमेंट होती है कि उसके पास प्रेशियस मेटल भी हो, उसको स्टोर करने का कोई प्रॉब्लम भी ना हो, और जब उसको फिजिकल गोल्ड की रिक्वायरमेंट हो उसको मिल जाए या वो चीज इन कैश हो जाए। तो मतलब अगर किसी को ये सारी फैसिलिटीज एक ही जगह पर मिल रही हैं, so obviously its demand will increase, right? बट अगर किसी चीज के प्रोज होते हैं तो उसके कॉन्स भी होते हैं, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ओनली सेबी हैज वार्न्ड इन्वेस्टर्स। नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस कि उसके साथ इशू क्या क्या हो सकते हैं। सी, सेबी ने ये बोला है कि दिस डिजिटल गोल्ड इज नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज्ड एज सिक्योरिटी। दैट मीन्स सेबी इन सिक्योरिटीज को रेगुलेट नहीं करता, इट इज रेगुलेटेड बाय सम अदर प्लेयर्स। ओके, एंड सेकेंड इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग इज दैट if something goes wrong, for example, as we discussed previously, मैंने एक कंपनी ए खोली थी, राइट। तो मैंने अपना एक प्लेटफॉर्म क्रिएट किया टू ट्रेड ऑल दिस ई गोल्ड, बट ड्यू टू सम रीजन नाउ आई एम शटिंग डाउन दैट प्लेटफॉर्म, और ड्यू टू सम रीजन आई एम नॉट एबल टू प्रोवाइड यू दैट फिजिकल गोल्ड विच आई हैव promised in return of that e gold, right? So now what will happen? मैं कोर्ट भी नहीं जा सकती, मैं कोई कंप्लेंट भी रेज नहीं कर सकती, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट रेगुलेटेड। तो मैं अपना इशू किसे बताऊंगी? So this is the issue. There is no legal protection also. So see, it's not like e-gold is illegal in India. It's not this thing, but it is just, it is unregulated. So if a question comes in prelims, no, that is digital gold or e-gold illegal in India? So the answer will be no, that option will be incorrect. It is not illegal, but it is unregulated, right? So, but see, what are the other safer alternatives? That if you are not able to invest in e-gold, then on no, in which type of securities you can invest? So there are other options. For example, in gold ETFs you can invest, or you can invest in electronic gold receipts. So these are regulated by SEBI. So there will be a proper grievance redressal mechanism for all these things. Okay. So this was discussion for digital gold. Now let's come to another topic, that is the climate finance. See, I think this topic of climate finance we have already discussed in detail in the mains lens of 8th November. So here we will be discussing just few important things from prelims point of view. So the context is, see, in that discussion also we discussed about COP30 in Belém, Brazil, right? So here in COP30, India spoke on the behalf of basic and LMTC countries, and यहाँ पर इंडिया का इशू ये था कि if we want to achieve the global climatic goals, then we need financing, right? And India is saying that कि वो financing adequate नहीं है, we are not having enough financial resources so that we can curb the emissions, we can curb the greenhouse gas emissions. Okay, Now, two important things here are the basic countries and LMDC. So, basic countries are basically the group of four countries, that is Brazil, South Africa, India, and China. So, these four countries make basic countries. And what is LMDC? So, this is like-minded developing countries. So, basically, India is representing, no, these all countries. India is presenting the voice of Global South. Okay, in COP30. So, now let's understand few financial provisions under the Paris Climate Agreement. Because see, in that article, in article of 8th November, we discussed no that we have to convert pledges into implementation. Okay, and to do this, we need financing, right? So let's discuss some of the important provisions. Now, see, these financing articles are very, very important. Why I'm saying this is because I think recently only UPSC has asked a question on Article 6 of Paris Agreement. So see, if you have a general idea, no, that which articles are related to finance, then you can no, just easily eliminate one option out of the four. So these articles are very important. See, you don't need to remember the complete text in the article, but you must have an idea that it is related to which important thing. Okay, so basically, I will be discussing two important articles, that is Article 2.1 and 9.1. So please keep it in your mind. Article 2.1, 9.1, that means basically Article 2 and 9 are related to climatic finance under Paris Climate Agreement. Now, so what Article 2.1 says is, it says keep finance flows has to be consistent. Okay, so there must be no hindrance for the finance flows. And we have to provide finance flows to what? We have to provide finance flows towards the low greenhouse gas emissions. That means we have to provide climate finance to the renewable energy infrastructure and other type of emissions where other type of activities where greenhouse emissions are very less. Okay. Now coming to Article 9.1. So this article says that developed countries have to provide the financial resources to developing countries. Because see, developing countries या underdeveloped countries के पास इतने financial resources नहीं है, right? So it's not like you are saying कि आप resources भी cut करो और हम आपको financing भी provide नहीं करेंगे. तो मतलब ऐसा तो नहीं चलेगा ना, because हर country की कोई limitation होती है. So if we have financial resources, then sure, we will no shift to renewable resources. But if you are not giving, then we are keep on using coal and natural gas. So this is the thing. And one of the very important thing under Paris Agreement is the common but differentiated responsibility. And because of this only, its importance only, it is called the cornerstone of the agreement. So what is this thing? Let's break down. See, common. Common means all, means it will be the responsibility of all. But second thing is the differentiated responsibility. That means you have to work towards the climatic goals, but it depends on your capabilities. It depends on your national priorities. And it depends on your contribution. Contribution towards what? Contribution towards the environmental pollution and climate change. So if you have contributed more towards the pollution, then you have to contribute a lot and there will be more responsibility. So basically it says all have the responsibility, but it will depend on the capabilities, national priorities and the contribution. Okay, so this is the meaning. So it can be no easily asked in the exam only in the four options that no which of the following is the best explanation of common but differentiated responsibility. So in this way, we have explained this topic. Now coming to the next topic, so that is about the tribunal reforms. Tribunal reforms. So here the issue is related to the Tribunal Reforms Act. So basically यहाँ क्या हुआ है? Various petitions are coming to Supreme Court that this features in the Tribunal Reforms Act are not valid, are not constitutionally valid, and are not just. Okay, so see, I will explain the issue. यहाँ पर क्या हुआ है कि ये जो 2021 वाला एक्ट है, इस एक्ट में जो प्रोविजंस हैं, एक्चुअली इन प्रोविजंस को सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ऑलरेडी स्ट्रक डाउन किया था 2020, लेकिन पार्लियामेंट ने थ्रू लेजिस्लेशन उन प्रोविजंस को फिर से ट्रिब्यूनल रिफॉर्म्स एक्ट में इंट्रोड्यूस कर दिया। तो इससे हमें क्या समझ आ रहा है कि जुडिशरी ने जो डिसीजन दिया उसकी कोई इम्पोर्टेंस ही नहीं है, बिकॉज एंड नाउ इट इज नो शोइंग द केस ऑफ लेजिस्लेटिव ओवररीच, क्योंकि सुप्रीम कोर्ट के डिसीजन को ओवररीच किया लेजिस्लेटिव लॉ ने, पार्लियामेंट्री लॉ ने। ओके, so because of this, various petitions are coming to Supreme Court. Now, uh, actually, these provisions were struck down in a specific case, which is called Madras Bar Association case. So you must have some knowledge about this case. So इस case में Supreme Court ने क्या बोला था? Actually, before this act, no, before this act, Tribunal Reforms Act, there was ordinance, and that ordinance got ultimately converted into this act. तो इस एक्ट के पहले जो ऑर्डिनेंस था ना, तो उस ऑर्डिनेंस में कुछ प्रोविजंस थे, जैसे कि देयर मस्ट बी मिनिमम एज ऑफ 50 years फॉर द अपॉइंटमेंट ऑफ जजेस इन ट्रिब्यूनल्स, and second thing was the term of members will be 4 years, and more other provisions were there, but Supreme Court has said that these all provisions were unconstitutional and unjust. Why they are unjust? Because they are arbitrary. There is no sense of keeping such provisions. And it is also against the independence of judiciary. Independence of judiciary. So these provisions were struck down by Supreme Court. So this was the thing in Madras Bar Association versus Union of India. Okay. Now let's discuss the act जिस पर इतना issue हो रहा है. So what are the provisions of that act? So first is about the tenure only. No, the tenure should be 4 years. And second was the minimum age, which says that minimum age for the appointment should be 50 years. So see what is happening here. Everything is now decided by the executive. So now there will be tussle between executive and judiciary, and there will be tussle for separation of power. Now, third thing what the act says is about the search cum selection committee. So here also the final appointment will be done by the central government. So see, please note this thing here, the executive dominance is a lot. So because of this, there is issue that now there is no importance of judiciary decisions. Okay, now let's discuss the issues here. So as we already discussed, no, now there is issue of judicial independence because there is reenactment of struck down provisions. ये समझ आया ना आपको कि already the provisions which were struck down, they were reenacted in 2021 Act. And now, no, it is challenging the judicial pronouncements under Article 141. So see, Article 141 क्या बोलता है कि all the decisions which are given by Supreme Court, they will be binding on all the courts in India and the decision will be the final. So अगर ये decision final है, then how the legislative process can ignore this thing, right? And second issue which we already discussed is about the separation of power, because legislative procedure is encroaching in the domain of judiciary. Okay. Now, let's discuss in brief that what is the importance of these tribunals. So see, as we all know that these are quasi-judicial bodies, and all the quasi-judicial bodies are some specialized bodies who take the cases of some specific subjects, right? So because of this, they provide the speedy and specialized dispute resolution. And if they are doing this, they will reduce the burden on the high courts and supreme courts, obviously. So they will reduce the caseload. Uh, Third thing is, since these are constitutional bodies, they are mentioned under Articles 323A and 323B. So they have the constitutional mandate also to ensure justice. So this was the significance of tribunals. Now, these all things can be related to some no mains perspective. Now let's discuss some prelims specific point कि prelims में आपको क्या-क्या चीजें पूछी जा सकती हैं. So nature we already discussed that these are quasi-judicial bodies. Second important thing is these bodies were not mentioned in the original constitution. They were introduced through 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. And what two articles are related to them? It is Article 323 A and B. So 323 is related to administrative tribunals and only parliament can make these kind of tribunals, and 323B is related to other tribunals, and parliament and state legislature both can enact law uh, for these kind of tribunals. Okay, and now comes to the appeal. So appeal from the tribunals are usually lie to the High Court, and this was made mandatory in L. Chandra Kumar case. So in this case, the decision was that it is important. For example, this is a tribunal. So it's not like you can appeal against the order of tribunal directly to the Supreme Court without bypassing High Court. So it won't happen now. First of all, you have to go to High Court, then you will go to Supreme Court. So this was said in L. Chandra Kumar case. So you can remember this case also. Okay. Now let's move to next topic. That is Jal Sanchay Jan Bhagidari initiative. So it's very clear from the name itself, right? That is Jal, neer, water. Sanchay means to accumulate, accumulation. Jan means the people, the community. And Bhagidari means the participation. So basically, we need people's participation in water conservation. This is the main thing. So what is the context? Context is Ministry of Jal Shakti has announced first Jal Sanchay Jan Bhagidari Awards. So this was the first time these kind of awards are given. Okay. So see, awards are not much important from prelims point of view, but you must know about this initiative, Jal Sanchay Jan Bhagidari initiative. Okay. So let's start. Now, what is this initiative? So basically, this is a community-driven initiative because already we have read the word Jan, that is the people. So community-driven initiative, that is initiative which is driven by people's participation, and it comes under a abhiyan, that is Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign. We will discuss about this, but now please understand that this initiative is a part of this broader initiative, and it was launched in 2024 in Surat. Okay, and what was the main objective? It was to promote the water stewardship in the at the grassroots level. So what is water stewardship? It is nothing but the responsible use of water, responsible and sustainable use of water. That is water stewardship. So the main aim of this Jal Sanchay Jan Bhagidari Abhiyan is to promote the responsible use of water harvesting practices at grassroots level with people's participation. Okay. Now, how this thing can be done? So, it will encourage public participation and CSR contribution. Okay, so all the CSR activities will be diverted for the construction, rejuvenation, and maintaining artificial, no water harvesting structures. This is the meaning. And let's discuss some of the important features. So, first feature is the 3C mantras, that is the participation of community. all the CSR activities will be diverted towards the water conservation practices and water harvesting practices, and there will be investment in these kind of structures. So this is the thing. Now, second important thing is all the districts are encouraged to build 10,000 recharge structures, okay, for the water harvesting practices. And third thing is this initiative or this program is done in the collaboration of Ministry of Jal Shakti and Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Now let's come to see these rankings and recognitions are not important that no which state got which rank or what prize money is given, but you can remember the top states like Telangana, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan were ranked among top three in these awards. And one very important thing, please remember this, that Telangana has topped in these awards because it has built around 5.2 lakh water harvesting structures. So it is very big thing. That's why it got first rank. That Telangana built 5.2 lakh water harvesting structures. Okay, so no, this thing you can use in essay also. The case study of Telangana. You can use in essay or you can use a simple case study in answers. Or for that matter, you can use in geography optional also. So, which unit in geography optional? See, under paper 2 Indian geography, there is unit called resources. So you can use this topic about the groundwater, about initiatives related to groundwater, or the no this case study of Telangana. You can use these all things. Okay. Now one more thing, you can use this vision of Prime Minister. The vision related to this initiative is Jan Shakti for Jal Shakti. So this is very good line for no conclusion or essay or anything. So you can use this. That no, this initiative is in line with the Prime Minister's vision of Jan Shakti for Jal Shakti. Now, this initiative which I said I will discuss, that is Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Catch the Rain campaign. So basically, this Abhiyan or initiative was launched in 2021, and it was also aimed towards the conservation of water harvesting structures and replenishing the groundwater. Okay. Now, one question for you that we have discussed two things, right? Jal Sanchay Jan Bhagidari initiative, and we have discussed the second thing is that is Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign. Now you have to answer in the comment section that in which year Jal Shakti Abhiyan was launched. Okay, so you have to write the year in comment section. Now, let's move towards the next topic, that is the National Investigation Agency. So, why this agency was in news? See, recently there was a car blast incident in Delhi, right? So, National Investigative Agency has constituted an investigation team, okay, for to probe the incident. So, this is the issue. Now, from prelims perspective, let's discuss some of the important points. But no, first let's discuss a brief history of NIA. Okay, so see, here is the thing. 2008 में, as you all know, कि मुंबई अटैक्स हुए थे, right? So after these Mumbai attacks, no, these attacks exposed the gaps in the security structure of India. दैट मीन्स इन अटैक्स के बाद ये पता चला कि मतलब क्या क्या इंप्रूवमेंट रिक्वायर्ड है हमारे सिक्योरिटी स्ट्रक्चर में और क्या क्या ऑलरेडी फ्लॉज हैं सिक्योरिटी स्ट्रक्चर में. सो आफ्टर दिस देयर वाज ए नीड फॉर ए स्पेशलाइज्ड एजेंसी. मतलब हमें एक अब ऐसी एजेंसी चाहिए जो काउंटर टेररिज्म ऑपरेशंस को परफॉर्म कर सके. क्योंकि पहले हमें लगता था कि नाउ वी हैव एवरीथिंग, वी हैव ऑल सिक्योरिटी मेजर्स, बट इस अटैक के बाद पता चला कि हम तो कुछ भी नहीं कर पाए, राइट? सो हमें एक ऐसी एजेंसी की रिक्वायरमेंट थी And we then National Investigative Agency was constituted under NIA Act, National Investigative Agency Act. Okay, now the second, so what is the objective? As we already discussed that there was a need of counter-terrorism agency. So its main objective is to investigate and prosecute the offenses that threaten India's sovereignty, security, these all things. Okay. Now, under this act, no, various kind of laws are given that under these laws, NIA can investigate the offenses. Now, this is homework for you that please read all the acts that under which act NIA has the authority to prosecute the offenses. So please do this homework. Okay, you have to read the acts. Now, coming to next thing, which is the headquarters. So headquarters are located in New Delhi. Please remember the parent ministry, that is Ministry of Home Affairs. Okay, please don't forget. This is Ministry of Home Affairs and it's not Ministry of Defense. Students generally get confused in this thing. Now, who is head of NIA? So head is the Director General and who is Senior IPS officer. Okay. Now coming to very, very important thing from prelims perspective, that is the jurisdiction of NIA. So see, obviously you can say the jurisdiction extends to whole of India, right? Because terrorist attacks can happen anywhere. But यहाँ पर important thing क्या है कि its jurisdiction extends to outside India also. So it extends to citizens outside India. It extends to no, government servants outside India, wherever they may be. It extends to ships and aircrafts which are registered in India, but wherever they may be present. Okay. Also, it extends to person who commit a scheduled offense, offenses which are mentioned in the schedules, and which are committed against Indian citizens. So see, these things were not present in original NIA Act 2008. These were not there. Originally, it was only this, that it will extend to whole of India. But after NIA Amendment Act 2019, uh, NIA can investigate the offenses which are no committed outside India also. Okay, and second important thing about the amendment is it extended it extended the scope of offences which NIA can deal. So now offences included human trafficking. Okay, the offences can include cyber terrorism, and other offences can be the manufacture and sale of prohibited arms, etc., etc. Okay, so this was the discussion for NIA. Now, a question for you. So, the question is the Director General of NIA is appointed by which personality? So, it is homework for you, and you have to give the answer in comment section also that who appoints the Director General of NIA. Okay, so that's all for today's discussion. Thank you.